Quick question before we get started. Have you ever put out something that you were genuinely proud of? Something thoughtful, well written, maybe even a little bold, and then basically nothing happened? Sure. Maybe you got some engagement, a few kind of comments, someone told you did a really good job, but nothing actually moved. No budget shifted, no priorities changed, nobody came back and said, hey, we made this call because of that piece you wrote. That sounds familiar, you're in good company. It's one of the most common things we hear from founders and executives. And here's the thing, it's not that your content is bad, it's that most thought leadership is built to be interesting, not useful. There's a real difference, and that gap is costing you real influence. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to close it, how to create content that actually influences decisions, not just racks up impressions. We're talking about content that moves, how budgets get allocated, which vendors get selected, what ends up on the strategic roadmap, how teams actually operate, not vanity metrics, real outcomes. Here's what we'll cover. First, I'll walk you through what actionable actually means, because it's probably not what you think. Then I'll give you a simple, reusable framework for structuring any piece of content. After that, we'll get into how to pick the right topics, how to write like an operator instead of a commentator, and how to actually measure whether anything is actually working. Hey, I'm Corey. I head video production here at the Thought Marketing Agency. We work with founders and executive leaders to turn their expertise into structured, measurable influence without turning their week into chaos. We don't just help clients publish, we help them position. All right, let's get into it. Okay, what does actionable actually mean? Let me simplify this because it gets overcomplicated. Actionable thought leadership is a clear point of view backed by proof with concrete next steps someone can actually take and apply to the next 7 or 30 days. That's it. It's not neutral. It's not theoretical. It's not a recap of what everyone else is already talking about in the industry. It's designed to influence a specific decision. Things like, should we prioritize this initiative this quarter? Do we move budget from X to Y? Is our current approach actually working? If your content doesn't connect to a real decision someone is actually wrestling with, it's not going to drive one. Full stop. 2, start with the outcome, not the topic. Most leaders start with a topic, and I get it. Topics feel like the natural starting point, but it's actually backwards. Instead, start with one decision you want to influence. Ask yourself 4 things. Who is it for? And I mean specific. Title, context, what's on their plate right now, what decision are they actually wrestling with, what happens if they get it wrong, and what's the time horizon. For example, a VP of marketing deciding whether to pull back on paid acquisition and double down on own content. Now your content has a job to do. Without that kind of clarity up front, you're just sharing perspective. And perspective without direction doesn't move anyone. Number 3, framework. Here's a structure you can come back to every single time. A point of view. One sharp sentence, clear, direct, no hedging. Something like, most B2B companies are over-investing in lead volume and under-investing in buyer education. That's a take. That's something people can react to. Proof. 2 or 3 pieces of support, data patterns, real examples, or customer insight. Executives don't want opinions. They want evidence. Next is path. 3 to 6 steps they can actually implement. If it can't be applied within 30 days, you need to tighten it. Next is pitfalls. What's going to go wrong? What are real trade-offs? Next is, if you choose this approach, what are you walking away from? That's how real decisions get made, by understanding the full picture. Next steps. If they do one thing this week, what is it? That's the bridge between insight and execution. Number 4, how to find topics that actually matter. Here's why I want to challenge how most people approach this. You don't find powerful topics in brainstorming sessions. You find them in friction, sales objectives, renew hesitations, onboarding stumbles, competitive losses. That's where real decisions are happening, and that's where your best content ideas are hiding. You can also look outward, like regulatory shifts, pricing changes, and new narratives gaining traction in your space. Before you commit to a topic, run it through this filter. Is it tied to a budget line? Does it reduce real risk? Does it create a clear advantage? Can someone act on it in 30 days? If you're getting no's across the board, you're probably writing commentary. And commentary doesn't move decisions. Number 5, write like an operator. This is probably the most important mindset shift I can give you. Operators give instructions. Commentators give opinions. Instead of vague, abstract statements, include actual steps, decision criteria, real constraints, honest trade-offs, and add a quick mini case wherever you can. Here's the problem. Here's what changed. Here's what happened. Short and specific beats long and polished every time. One more thing. Say who the advice is not for. Seriously, that kind of honesty builds more trust than any clever positioning ever will. Executives aren't scrolling LinkedIn looking for inspiration. They're looking for clarity. Give them that. Number 6 is format and distribution. You don't need 10 formats. You need one great core asset. Start with a strong, well-structured article, then repurpose it smartly. A one-page executive brief someone can forward internally, or a few LinkedIn posts, or maybe a webinar if the topic really demands nuance. Pick 2 primary channels and commit to them. For most executives, LinkedIn and email is more than enough. And please treat distribution as part of the strategy, not something you figure out after you hit publish. Number 7, measure what actually matters. Stop measuring likes. Here's what matters. Quantitative, meetings booked, pipeline influence, clicks to high intent pages, and there's also qualitative, like replies to decision makers. Forward this internally. Comments that say, we actually changed X because of this, and measure over months, not days. Authority compounds. It doesn't go viral. Quick actionability check for you. Before you publish anything, run through this. Is the point of view clear in a single sentence? Did I include real proof? Are there steps someone can actually act on within 30 days? Did I name the real trade-offs? Did I tell the reader exactly what to do next? If you're missing any of those, go back and fix it before it goes out. Start with one persona, one decision, one strong piece, then build from there. If you want help building through leadership that actually moves decisions, not just engagement numbers, head over to thoughtmarketingagency.com and schedule a strategy call with us. We'd love to dig in with you. Thanks for watching.